Hello everybody, I am back. Did you miss me? I certainly missed you. I thought I'd start with a couple of journal with me videos just before I did my big craft room tour reveal thing, just because, it's hard when you haven't done something for a couple of months to get back into the swing of things. So starting with a journal with me, and I also have at the beginning here a little haul to share with you of some Tim Holtz goodies from the new Ideology line, because I could not resist. These are all from Art from the Heart, which I'll link if you're interested, but I thought I'd share these little bits before I started using them, and also take the opportunity to give you a little catch up as well before I started journaling. If you're new to my channel, by the way, hello and welcome. This may not be the best introductory video for you because I've just had 2.5 months off and just come back, so maybe watch something else first and then come back here. So yes, we moved. It happened. We are here. We are settled in North Lincolnshire. We now live in a tiny little town right on like the border of North Lincolnshire. I would call it a village by the size of it. There's only about 3,000 people who live here, but they get very upset when you call it a village because they're very proud of their town status. So it's a town. It's a very nice sort of community minded place. We are right next to an old church, so it's very likely you will hear church bells in my voiceovers because we have Westminster chimes every 15 minutes. That's not a complaint, by the way. I really like them and I don't really hear them now anymore, but yes, you may hear them in the background. I will admit the move itself was extremely stressful. I'm not going to go into the details of everything that happened. Let's just say it was very stressful, very exhausting. It took us longer to settle in than originally thought. I thought I would be ready at the end of March, very much was not. It took me a long time to get my craft room sorted because there's been some health issues as well going on, so it's all fine now, we're good, but it has not been the easiest couple of weeks. Or oh, there's the bells going off. I don't know if you'll be able to hear them, but yeah, it's fine. We love the house. It had its teething problems, all houses will, but we've got it how we like it, and I love my craft room. It's such a beautiful size and I can't wait to show it to you guys, and my bedroom as well. I love it so much. I sit there sometimes just looking at it going, oh, I love this room. I did try filming some moving vlog footage for you guys, but unfortunately I didn't realize that my camera was doing something where it was muffling a lot of the sound, especially if I use the front-facing camera. So there is footage, but it's pretty much unusable, unfortunately. But I don't think it was really that interesting, mostly me just sort of despairing at the amount of boxes I was packing, and then at the other end, the amount of boxes I was unpacking. But yeah, there we go. But we're here. It's good. I'll be journaling about the move for a while now, so there'll be stories here and there, coming through. With this haul, by the way, I did want to show you, when I'm done showing you the things, I will also show you little how I store these bits as well, just packing them away because sometimes people are interested in that. What else do I have to update you on? My shop, my Etsy shop, has reopened. If you're watching this between the 18th and 25th of April, I think I have like a 20% off grand reopening, I should say, sale going on, so head over there if you want to take advantage of that 20% off. I also have a new sticker collection. It's called Books and Tea. It's quite obvious, it's lots of books and teacups. It wasn't ready when I filmed this video. Usually I would have it in the video while telling you about it, but as I said, it wasn't ready when I filmed it, so that'll be in my next video probably. But I'll leave a link to my shop, you can go check it out if you would like to. And yeah, here's me storing all those new little bits. I was only about 3/4 unpacked when this stuff actually arrived, and I was like, what have I done buying all this new stuff when I'm not? But I can't resist new release Ideology stuff. I cannot resist it. It's my favourite thing, Ideology releases. Oh, just quickly before I start the journaling, I do need to tell you about the shop. Some of you who are regulars and stuff may notice that there has been a slight price increase on every single item on my shop. This is not me taking advantage of the sale or anything like that. It's just, as many of you will probably know, Etsy fees have gone up since I have been closed, so there's that. But it's not just the Etsy fees, the price of everything is going up. So all my packaging materials, all my raw materials, like my sticker paper I use, for example, has gone up by a half of what it was. So just everything's gone up. I have no choice but to raised my prices a little bit, sadly. But I wanted to kind of acknowledge it and not pretend like it wasn't going on, because, you know, some people, I don't know, as I said, I wanted to acknowledge it. That's enough of that. Let's talk about journaling. So I have done a couple of pages in this journal before the move started, but they're right in the middle. So I thought I would make this very much my about moving journal and do it sort of chronologically, rather than usually with my junk journals, I'll pick a page and just go for it. But I think with the moving stuff, I'm going to kind of try and do, as I said, chronological. For a background, I wanted a map of the area, so I found this map that was of the whole UK, cut out the right bit of it, or ripped out the right bit, I should say, sticking some map washi down in the background. And then what I'm going to do with this page is, I had these little postcards made or printed. Obviously I designed them and sent them off to get printed, that we could send to all of our family and friends with saying, we're moving on this date, this will be our new address, just so you know where we are, kind of thing. And they were really, really cute postcards. We were really pleased with how they came out, and lots of people commented on them, and obviously I kept a couple for myself to use in my journal. When you see the postcard, you will notice a green post-it note on there. Obviously that's covering up the address. I'm not keeping the green post-it note on there. Decided to round the corners because I thought that looked a bit nicer. I'm sticking it in, or tipping it in, with sellotape before I add the washi tape, because it's more secure that way. And I just lost my train of thought because I got interrupted. That's going to happen a lot, by the way, in my voiceovers from now on, I think, because it's a much smaller house than I was in before, which is good. That's what we wanted. But before, I was about 60 stairs up and away from like the downstairs of the house that has all the activity, and now I am 11 stairs away from that, and I seem to find myself getting interrupted a little bit more now because it's less effort to come and talk to me. So yes, the other thing is, this is an old house. It's two very, very early Victorian cottages knocked into two to make one house, and it has some very, 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 very creaky floorboards. I mean, seriously creaky. So I can hear when someone's coming, because I hear on the floorboards. So at least I know when I'm about to be interrupted. Anyway, with that, I, as you saw, decorated it with some of the new Tim Holtz bits, and then used a Posca paint marker to mark where we are on the map, because the name of the tiny town isn't even on the map. So I think I roughly got it right. Here, for background, these things, my dad found them. They're really, really ancient rub-on letter stickers, and I was like, nah, just throw them away, because rub-ons generally have a bit of an expiration date, like they don't work after a certain amount of time, but these are working. I don't know how, because they're clearly like from the early 90s, if not older, but they seem to be working. They're not great, but they're fine, and I'm too lazy to use them to actually make words, so I'm just having them as a little bit of a background sort of thing. I'm doing really, really simple pages to start off with. I think part of it was I hadn't journaled in however long, that I needed to kind of start off slow and do some really, really simple things. So it's kind of like a basic scrapbook on these first pages. I brought in these home and family themed stickers, which I have had for a very, very long time. I think they were Jen Hadfield Pebbles brand, something like that. As I said, I've had them forever and ever and ever, and thought this is finally a good opportunity to use them. They looked a bit weird putting them straight on the page, so I've put them, sort of backed them with scraps of craft card or paper, stapled them on because they weren't really sticking down onto it. I'm going around the edges of everything with Distress Oxide in tea dye, and I think I end up with a nice sort of rusticy looking page overall. And I had to include a little bee as well, just because I love little bees, they're so cute. We have bees around here. Firstly, when you move to the country, the bumblebees here are enormous. Nobody told me this. We also have ground bees in our garden, which are the cutest little things ever, but I have pictures which will probably be in my next journal session. Sadly, there are also very, very large wasps here too, which is ugh. But we've got this massive laurel hedge, which everything is attracted to. We are actually getting rid of it to put a shed there instead, so hopefully there will be fewer wasps soon. On that opposite page with the patterned vellum base, I'm doing something really, really, really simple, just backing a photo pretty much, and that's about it actually. Printed that photo off on my HP sprocket. It is a photo of our front gate with the very, very old stone walls next to it. Just thought it would be a cute picture for like the front of the house kind of thing for my introduction to the house part of my channel, backing it on this journal card, which I think is a Prima one, but I'm not 100% sure. And then added a couple of scraps of washi to make it look a bit more rugged. Oh, and the paper I backed it on is a very old Maggie Holmes one, I think. I thought the green was a nice contrast. Anyway, yeah, going around the edges again with the tea dye, so it kind of matches the opposite page, and that's it for that page. Really, that's it. But I'm going to do some actual journaling of, you know, putting words down on this side. When I stick something down on vellum, I've said this a million times before, but if you stick it down, especially using double-sided tape, on the other side you can really see that double-sided tape. So whenever I do something like this, I have to cover it up on the other side. So I grabbed another journal card. This is one of the Tim Holtz ones. I've torn a bit of onion skin paper from one of my onion skin notebooks, stapled that on top of the journaling card, and I'm going to do my journaling on there. It's dated the 3rd of March because that was one of our move dates. There were multiple move dates. It's a long story. But it's, yes, I did this page fairly recently, not a month and a half ago. But yeah, added my journaling, a little bit of washi, another one of those stickers, which looking at it, I should have put tea dye around the edge of that sticker, but never mind. And then with that stuck on, I think the last thing I'm going to do is in the opposite page with the beautiful flowers on, although now I've had all the bee-related events and incidents. I'm slightly sad that I didn't save that paper for the bees, but never mind. I'll find something else to use. Again, really simple. Just, you know, easing my way back into creative journaling again. Just, it feels weird when you haven't done something for a while. I know I said that at the beginning of the video, but it is, you know, something you do all the time and then you don't do it for like 6 to 8 weeks. It's weird. So this is a picture of my cat Conan when he came to the house. He came a week late. He spent the last week at the old house and the first week at the new house in a very fancy cat hotel, just so he wouldn't get freaked out by all the activity and the movers and the vehicles and all of that stuff. I didn't want him to freak, so yeah. And I'm really, really glad I put him in that cat hotel, because I would have been so stressed, or extra stressed, of worrying about him. So, but he's fine. It took him a while to adapt. He was a bit freaked out at first. He's been very loving and cuddly, but he's very much settled now. And that was a picture when my craft room was just still a massive pile of boxes, and he was having a little sniff around and surveying the territory and things and sat on top of the boxes. It was just a cute picture I snapped. So that's it for working in my junk journal. I'm now going to do a page in my onion skin journal. I couldn't believe, I looked at the last page I'd done and I hadn't done one since November in my onion skin journal. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I know I've been busy in the last few months, like even before the move, because, you know, the stress of buying houses and stuff is stressful. I hadn't realized how little I have been creating, like how much of an effect it had on my busyness and mental health and all that kind of thing. So it was kind of like, whoa. So I kind of journaled about that in the journal sort of thing. In my onion skin journal, if you haven't seen me working here before, I tend to use things that are often in my junk journal and creative journal kits that I sell in my shop, like little bits and pieces I keep for myself, and then little scraps of paper and vellum. I basically play around and make a simple collage and add my journaling, really. That sticker there of the lady, that's one of my Edwardian ladies sticker collection from my shop. I'm going to add a little bit of Distress Oxide. What colour did I use? I used Bundled Sage to help her match the page a little bit. I just add little scraps of washi here, little bits of stickers there. Just sort of, it's just a sit down and relax, don't think about it too much, make a pretty collage, as I said, then plop on some journaling. And I've noticed in this journal as well, I tend to write more about sort of mental health related things and how that's going and what's going on with that. I didn't sort of set out to make this journal into that, but that's what it's turned into, and I quite like that. Like, it's naturally become that thing, and I have a place to add those things. I do like other kind of journaling as well, like completely private, not decorated journaling that I don't share anywhere at all. but it's nice to have a decorated version of that as well, I think, and it's more a short and compressed version of what's going on in my head rather than the long rambly stuff that I write in my very private journal. But yeah, added the journaling there, and oh, there we go. That's it. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching my return video again. I hope you miss me, because I really miss you. Please chat to me in the comments, say hi, let me know what you've been up to. Remember the sale in my shop, which is I think until the 25th. I think it's the 18th to the 25th. I might be wrong, the dates will be correct somewhere. That will be linked below, as well as other products that I have used. I will have my craft room tours soon as I can. They do take quite a while to film and edit and everything, so I have to have like a day or two to set aside for that, so I won't be able to do it immediately, but hopefully soon. And yeah, I'm back, baby. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up and chat to me in the comments. As I said, I am really going now. Thank you again. Bye bye.